Jeng, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Yes, I have some questions with respect to the 2020-2021 National Audit Report. On page 61. 2021.
Okay.
On page 61.
Okay.
Do you have it?
Yes.
Are we together?
Yes.
Yes, the finding is that for the year 2020, there are some unpresented collectors' cash books. Now the names are Pasanjali Bojang,
Yes.
Sana Jaju, Famara Sanyang,
Yes.
Keba Jame,
Yes.
Momodu B. Jalo, and Karamu Sajo.
Yes.
Now, what do you have to say about that, sir?
Most of these GTR were traced.
Most were traced.
Yes.
Tell us now about which ones were traced.
Pardon?
Tell us which ones were traced.
GTR number 479704
Okay.
to 479800 for Pasanjali Bojang. And GTR number 507001 to 507100 for Farmer Asanyang.
Is that the list you will find on page 62
Yes.
regarding the management response?
Yes.
That Sanjari Boyang 479701 and 479800 is found?
Yes.
And the one for Famila Sanyang as well?
Yes.
And also Keba Jame?
Yes.
And you have Mamoudou B. Jalo?
Yes.
And is it Karamo Sajo? Number 5?
Yes, yes, Karamo
And
Sajo.
Suleiman Jeng?
Yes.
Now, that was your management response, correct?
Yes.
But then the auditors for the comment is that the following GTR books and their corresponding cash books remain unpresented for review. The one for Sajo Jaju, Keba Jame,
Yes.
Pasanjali Bojang, Famara Sajang,
Yes.
Mamoudou B. Jalo, and Karamu
Yes.
Sajo.
Yes.
So even the ones you were saying that you have presented have not reached the auditor's office.
Even the one?
Sanas Jajo,
Yes.
the further comment by the auditor is that it was not still presented.
Yes, these were the unpresented ones.
Yes.
But they were all later traced, and they must be in their cash books.
So we will now request that you produce the ones for Sana Jaju,
Sana Jaju.
Keba Jame, Pasanjali Bojang, Famara Sanyang, Mamoudou B. Jalo, and Karamo Sajo.
Okay.
You will find the list on page 63.
Okay.
Note that down. We also have the issue of financial records
Yes.
for 2021.
Yes.
So for the year 2021, you could not present the main cash books, the bank reconciliation statements, and the financial statements.
For 2021,
Yes.
they were all prepared and presented to the National Auditor.
No, but you turn to page 64.
Page 64, yes.
It is listed that these books of accounts were not presented.
Okay.
Do you see that?
Yes.
What is your response?
They were all presented, and they were even audited.
Okay, Mr. Jeng, we will need you to present these three, the main cash books. Are these the ones you have presented?
Yes.
The computerized ones?
Yes.
Now the bank reconciliation statements and the financial statements.
Yes.
When will you produce the bank reconciliation and the financial statement?
They said next week.
That's fair enough. Please turn to page 65.
Page 65, okay.
There were payments made or authorized the amount of $3,733,319.92
Yes.
Now these payments are somewhere for modern stationery, the payee. Another payment was made to one Omar Sidibe. Who's Omar Sidibe?
Omar Sidibe, we just hire him for clearing of dump sites.
Clearing of drum sites.
Yes.
Now, he was paid on 3 occasions.
Yes.
The first is an amount of $136,000.
Yes.
The second, $84,000. And the third, $186,000.
Yes.
Now you have the purchase of rice, $967,680. Why were you purchasing rice for?
This was for the COVID-19.
COVID-19.
Yes.
Now we will need the relevant payment vouchers
Okay.
for all these payments. There was a payment made to Blueprint for the transportation of rice, $12,950. Another amount, $50,000. And one Mudu Mbenga for spare parts, $27,800. You have the purchase of tires, $19,000. Payment of fuel, $102,000 to GNPC. Again, fuel to GNPC, $250,000. The same payment was made, $148,000.
Yes.
Another $148,000. Now, why will you make the same payment twice or the same day?
The same payment twice.
Yes, you paid $148,000 to GNPC
Yes.
for the payment of fuel.
Yes.
And the same amount, the
Yes.
same date, that is the 12th of May, 2020, another $148,000. How can you explain that, sir?
I think this was an error from the auditor's
An error from the?
side.
What do you mean? It's
Because
an error
if
from the
you look
side?
at the management response,
Yes,
PV number 20212216,
yes,
the amount you stated
yes,
is 148,000,
yes.
while our record indicate $58,735.
Okay, the auditor agreed with the variations in relation to the numbers.
Yes.
But you have to present the these payment vouchers to us.
All these payment vouchers.
Yes.
Okay.
Are we together?
Yes.
There was also another issue on page 78 with respect to unpresented deposit slips.
Page 78.
The total is $446,863
Okay.
with respect to rates and taxes.
Okay.
Now, the individuals or the collectors involved were Suleiman Tamba, Yaya Drame, and Fatu Dabo.
Yes.
Mr. Jeng, we will need you to present these deposit slips to the Commission.
These were flat rates.
Yes.
And in 2020,
Yes.
the flat rates were not going to the bank.
They were not?
They were not going to the bank.
Okay.
They were paying directly to the cashier.
Direct to the cashier.
Yes.
Go ahead. Now, how will we resolve this issue?
Well,
Then it should be in the cashier's cash book.
yes, and in my cash book also.
And in your cash book also.
Yes.
So whatever is in the cashier's cash book must be in your cash book.
Yes.
Now, which means you will help us to trace these payments in your cash book?
Yes.
Your response was, in 2020, all rates collectors were submitted to the principal cashier as evidenced by the GTR numbers quoted. It was only in 2021 when they started using the POS machines and they started depositing at the bank. That's exactly what you have said in your evidence.
Yes.
Now, there were payments made as well on page 80, some expenditures that were made without the necessary supporting documents. The amount is $1 million, or the total, $1,301,500. The issue is they were passed for payment without adequate supporting documents to substantiate the authenticity of the transactions. Now, let's turn to Annex B.
Yes.
On page 100. You have on the 24th of January, 2020.
Yes.
There was no voucher number. The payee was Sadhguru Travel and Tours. The details are return air tickets, Banjul, Istanbul, Abu Dhabi, from Ms. S. Sonko. Who is Ms. S. Sonko? And Mr. Faseku Jane.
Yes.
Who are these?
This is the chairman and one of the planning officers.
The chairman and?
One of the planning and development officers.
Where were they traveling to?
To Abu Dhabi.
To Abu Dhabi?
Yes.
Was this an official?
Yes, it was an official.
Now, the remarks were that there were no invitations, letters, no travel clearance, and payment vouchers without numbers. Why would you approve such payment without?
Of course there was. There was an invitation letter and there was clearance from the ministry.
Can you produce this?
Okay.
Can you?
I'll find out from the vouchers.
You are the one who authorized the payment.
Yes.
You are the CEO.
Yes.
So if you are saying it exists, then we'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yes.
To produce same. The amount that you purchased these tickets were, or is at the time, $151,000.
Yes.
So please note that down.
It's noted.
Another payment was made to one Mustafa Mane.
Yes.
Who is Mustafa Mane?
We always hire him when we are clearing dump sites.
You always hire him?
Yes, when we are clearing dump sites.
Without contract, correct?
Yes.
So there was only a claim. No supporting document was attached to the payment voucher.
Yes.
But yet you paid him $99,000. How would we know the authenticity of this payment?
Pardon?
If you don't follow the due process, how would we know whether this payment was valid or not?
That was the problem.
What was the problem?
They only claim and the CEO approved, then we paid.
No, don't say the CEO approves. You and the CEO.
Yes, but CEO is the approving officer.
Is the?
Approving authority.
How about you, yourself?
I implement when he approves.
You what?
Implement when he approves.
You implement
yes,
when he approves?
Yes.
So you are saying whatever the CEO approves, you have to approve?
Yeah, if it is in line.
In line?
Yes.
Was this in line?
No.
So why did you approve it? Why was it approved?
They were just services. So that was why when we think that
we don't doubt there's no doubt that these were services.
Yes.
But again, you need not be reminded that it is not your personal funds that you are committing to whatsoever service you are paying for.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
And so you are supposed to follow the normal procurement regulations?
I do.
Or rules?
Yes.
Now these payments were unlawful, correct?
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Yes.
And so you are responsible with the CEO?
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Now, another payment was made to Mustafa Mane.
Yes.
For clearing of dump site, $76,500.
Yes.
And no supporting document as well. This was on the 7th of February 2020.
Yes.
Why was that the case?
Just the same thing with the first one.
You agree as well?
They just write a claim and it is approved.
So anyone can just write a claim and you just approve
no,
the payment?
exercise is done.
We don't know that.
That is what I'm telling you. The exercise is done.
Mr. Jeng,
Yes, sir.
we, the people, do not employ you just to be giving us oral evidence in relation to how you are managing the finances of the area council.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes.
You were employed to have to follow procedure.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Yes. But after the service is done, they claim through the procurement department.
Yes.
Yes.
And then?
And then these services are witnessed by the cleansing service department.
Whosoever witnessed these services is their problem.
Okay.
Do you understand that?
I agree.
You as the finance director,
Yes.
you are supposed to make sure that the relevant supporting documents are present.
All right.
Is that not the case?
That is the case.
And we both agree, you and I, that there were no supporting documents.
Yes.
And so the payments were unlawful.
Okay.
They were unlawful, sir?
Yes.
And you were responsible with the CEO?
Yes.
Do you understand what we mean when we say you are liable or you are responsible?
Very well.
Now, again, another amount, $60,000 for the clearing of dump sites to one Omar CDB.
Yes.
Again, the same fate is an unlawful payment, sir?
Yes, it's applied to all of them.
All of them?
Yes.
Yes, we'll go one after the other. $136,000 is to one Omar CDB again. The hire of trucks for clearing backwater dump site.
Yes.
Now, there was you said he made 34 trips, correct?
Yes.
Now, no supporting document, but yesterday was paid.
Mm-hmm.
And you, Mr. Jeng,
Yes.
together with your CEO, you are responsible for this payment.
Okay.
Correct?
Correct.
Do you agree?
Yes.
An amount of $86,000 was also paid to Omar Sidibe. There were no supporting documents in 2020.
Yes.
You are liable with the CEO because these payments were unlawful. Do you agree with that?
All right.
Do you agree with that, sir?
Yes.
$72,000 is the same, Omar Sidibe, unlawful payment.
Mm-hmm.
Do you take responsibility?
Mm-hmm.
I need you to
Yes.
speak up. Mustafa Sane, again, a payment was made in 2020. The amount is $148,000.
Yes.
No supported documents. These were unlawful payments.
Okay. All right.
All right, what, sir?
Yes. Agreed.
You take responsibility?
Yes.
With the CEO?
Yes.
$40,000 is paid to Mustafa Mane.
Yes.
$94,000 as well paid to Mustafa Mane.
Yes.
The same responsibility? You
Yeah.
agree? You
Yeah.
agree with the liability?
Yes.
You have Omar Sidibe was paid $36,000.
Yes.
This will be on page 101. Mustafa Mane paid $108,000, and again he was paid $94,500.
Yes.
Now the total is $1,301,500.
Yes.
Now these were unlawful payments, and you, Mr. Jeng, do you agree to take responsibility together with the CEO regarding these unlawful payments?
Yes.
Thank you. Any questions?
Mr. Jeng, is
Yes.
backwater dump site under your jurisdiction?
No.
Why did you have to clear it?
No, we are not clearing Bakote dump site. We dump at Bakote dump site.
You dumped there,
Yes.
but you did some work there.
No.
So you take waste from West Coast to backwater dump site?
Yes, we do.
All right, okay.
Council.
Already. No, the query is hiring of trucks for clearing backwater dump site. Clearing
It's an error. It must be an error.
from,
Because we dump at Bakote. We don't clear Bakote.
you don't clear backwater.
No.
Did you refute this? Did you challenge this?
Pardon?
Did you challenge this?
No, it must be an error. Maybe type in error.
Okay.
Mr. Jeng, Mr. Jeng,
Yes, ma'am.
you said this might be a typing error.
Pardon?
You said this might be a typing error, right?
Yes.
But the auditors highlighted issues,
Yes.
and they indicated that you did not do what you are supposed to do.
Yes.
Didn't you think it was necessary for you to have written to them as a response to say this is not the correct position or the correct situation?
Of course, we should have done that. But maybe it's
So how would we be able to prove that it is a mistake?
unless we go to the voucher, unless we find out from the voucher whether it is from the auditors or it is from our side.
Okay. All right.
Well,
So
I know maybe it's from one dump site to backwater dump site because we always dump at backwater dump site. Sometimes.
you will help us see the PVCs and then we cross-check and confirm.
All right.
Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Mr. Jeng,
Yes, sir.
were you approving Impress, I mean the CEO and Brikama Area Council, at the time?
Impress?
Yes.
No.
Did you say no?
Yes, Impress was introduced recently.
We need you to speak into the microphone, sir.
I said Impress was introduced recently. We were not keeping any Impress.
As of when?
As at late 2023,
2023.
yes.
Why was that the case?
We were not keeping Impress anyway.
But I'm asking why. So how were you making your daily expenditures at the area council?
From the cashier's end.
From the
Cashier's end, like this freehold when they submit to the cashier.
what system were you following?
What system?
Yes. What accounting system were you following in relation to making your daily expenditures?
The cash accounting system.
Cash accounting system.
Yes.
So again, I think the chairperson asked for your budget,
Yes.
and you said you'll bring it by next week,
Yes.
together with your financial statements and bank reconciliation.
Yes.
So we'll leave that issue for now until you bring the budget and the financial statement and the bank reconciliation, sir.
All right.
But I have the system audit with me.
Okay.
Do you recall who was your internal auditor at the time?
Mr. Suleiman Bari, yes. Yes.
A system audit for 2022-2023.
Okay.
Did you have chance to see that audit report?
2020?
2022-2023.
No.
You did not.
No.
Do we have an extra copy to show the witness? Brikama Area Council audit draft report. Yes, 2022-2023. Do you have it?
Yes.
Now, on page 11,
Yes.
we have the issue of two payment of the same maintenance service for Brikama Area Council 5. The amount is $147,901.52 buttons. Do you see that?
Page 11.
Yes.
I think then I'm not having the same.
Let me see the one you have. Mr. Jeng, we will leave the one I have for now and we'll make you a copy. So let's just go by the one you have. And that is the financial statement, staff and system audit for 2022-2023. Internal audit report, becoming a council. Is that the one you have?
Yes.
Now turn to page 8. Are we together in relation to staffs who left the council and are still paid salary?
Yes.
And it says the following people, but are still paid salary and they had left the area council for quite some time. That's Lamin Marong.
Yes.
Do you know Lamin Marong?
Lamin Marang, no.
The security officer. You have Mansour Gay, Omar Baji, Momo Kamara, Mustafa Koli, Kemo Jata, Bunja Baro, Kutubo Sise, Nfansu Bojang, and Mustafa Koli. Now, how were you paying these people when they should not be in the payroll?
No, when they left and we are not notified by the admin department, it will be very difficult to stop their salaries.
You have paid in 12 months an amount of $442,431, 12 bututs to these people.
Okay.
And your response is you were not notified by the admin department.
And even, I don't think this audit was finalized.
What do you mean it was not?
Because there is no management response.
Yeah, but if you don't respond, you don't respond. That also means it wasn't finalized.
I'm not even, this is my first time seeing this audit report.
But that's your own problem, Mr. Jeng. That's not the problem of the commission.
Then it's fine, sir.
Do you understand? No, you, Mr. Jeng, you should be free to provide a counter evidence.
But I never see this audit report. So there is no management response.
But that's what I'm saying. Whose fault is that? You don't have to see it if you don't want to see it. Is that not the case?
This is not finalized.
What do you mean it's not financed?
There is no management response. We have never seen over this audit report.
But that's your concern.
Okay.
That's my point. My point is that's not the problem of the commission.
All right, noted, sir.
No, again, let's just have this discussion. That is my position.
Yes.
That it is not the concern of the commission. If you are not primarily concerned about the day-to-day management of the area council, that's your concern. You are paid to do that.
All right.
Do you understand? But you were the one authorizing payments.
I agreed.
So as Director of Finance, you were the one paying all this money to the accounts of people that no longer work for the area council.
Okay.
And I don't know how you will provide a better answer other than okay, Mr. Jeng, because to me, okay does not mean anything.
Because this is just auditors they are finding. We also have to respond.
Mr. Jeng, we have national audit reports that you did not respond to.
No, we responded to all national audit reports.
That's not correct. There are some instances wherein we have seen that they have not been responded to.
The national audit report?
Yes, there are some, not all that you have responded to. So we will ask you to provide us with details regarding these payments that were made to these individuals, which I've read to you, by next week. Do you understand?
Okay.
But do you have the payroll with you?
No, I will go back to the office.
And provide the payroll?
Yes, and verify with the auditors.
Please write that down.
Yes, it's noted.
Now, we have another issue regarding the receipt of fuel and transport allowance at the same time on page 11. That some people were paid fuel and they were also paid transport allowance as well on the same time. That's Momodu Lamin Mendy. He was paid both fuel and transport allowance. Seni Mane, Suleiman Bari, Bobakar Manka, Yaya Ba, Aida Jallo, Nima Kamara, and the list goes on. Now, should that be the case? Can someone be paid fuel and allowance, travel allowance at the same time, sir?
No, this is just for motivation of our staffs. These are all council staffs.
This is a motivation.
Yes, they have vehicles, so sometimes the CEO will decide to give them fuel.
Even though they were having transport allowance?
Yes.
How is that possible? Is that how it's supposed to be, sir?
That is what I said. I said this is just part of motivating our staffs.
Mr. Jeng, you at Brikama Area Council, you were very interesting. You were employed will go up. You are saying even though you knew this was wrong, but you were just making the payment as a way of motivating your staff.
Yes.
Is that your evidence, sir?
Yes.
And you are saying it is authorized by the CEO?
Yes.
Just the CEO himself?
Yes.
And you endorsed these payments?
Yes.
Now, the implications as per the internal auditor is that the annual transport cost incurred by the council in this regard amounts to, in 12 months, $738,000.
Yes.
Do you follow?
Yes.
And for how long have you been making these payments?
I cannot recall.
You should recall. You should recall. So, Jeng,
Yes, sir.
you should know since when you have started making this payment. You're the finance director. We need to know when you started making this payment and whether in fact it stopped.
Unless I go back to the vouchers, but I cannot recall, sir.
But it is more than 3 years,
Yes.
4 or 5 years, thereabout.
Yes, it can be.
Mr. Jeng, in 5 years, it will be $3,690,000.
Pardon?
In 5 years, you would have been paying unlawfully an amount of $3,690,000,
Average, that can be.
knowing fully well these are unlawful payments, Mr. Jeng.
Okay.
Do you take responsibility for that?
Pardon? No, this audit report is not responded. So
But you agree with the facts?
I agreed with the
Facts.
that.
That payments were made by way of motivating the staff.
Yes, of course.
You agree with these facts?
Yes.
You do not doubt these facts?
I do.
You do not doubt the facts?
Pardon?
You do not doubt the facts? You
Yes.
do not disagree
Yes.
with the findings?
Yes, it was what was happening. That is the correct.
Exactly.
Yes.
So my point is, you don't tell us that you did not respond to this, because your response would be of no issue, because now that you are here, you have accepted that these were paid and they were unlawful.
But we also have to verify from, this is their report. So we also have to verify whether the report is correct or not.
Okay, Mr. Jeng, if you do not respond to these these findings by the internal auditor,
Yes.
he testified and he had said that you have copies of this and you failed to respond. If you don't respond, whose fault is that?
No, I do not have a copy of this.
Now, I'm talking about management.
Okay.
So if you don't respond, whose fault is that?
All right.
Mr. Jeng,
Yes, sir.
we need you to answer. If you don't respond, whose fault would that be?
The management fault.
The management's fault.
Yes.
Good. So if you want to provide further evidence to this or clarity, that will be fine. We know you have already accepted the fact that this was happening
Yes.
and it was costing council financial loss. Correct?
Yes.
On page 13?
Page 13.
Yes.
Yes.
There was junior staffs that were receiving higher salary,
Yes.
being paid more than the senior staffs. How is that even possible?
They are not salaries, but they may be allowances.
How is even that possible? How is that even possible?
Pardon?
How can a junior staff be paid more allowance than a senior staff? How is that even possible in the first place? Sir?
This one, they are all senior staffs. They are not junior staffs.
It says some staffs of the same position are allowanced differently, and some would even be denied of allowances. Allowances, it's difficult to read some of the English that you people will write. Even to be denied some of the allowance their fellow staffs are receiving. For example, you have one Yankuba Dabo, the chairman. The base salary is $13,000, and the allowance is $9,700. You have Ndei Njai, a lay magistrate, receiving an allowance of $10,217, more than the chairman. How is that possible?
No, this is not correct.
Why is not correct?
These figures are not correct. So we have to verify through the payroll.
Okay, so provide us with Muru Jonga, the CEO. The allowance is $8,822 for your two boots. Alagie Jeng, your allowance is $21,000.
Yes.
$21,200.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
So yours is accurate.
Because here he's saying 10,000 plus 2,000, that is 12,000.
Yes. Now, can you provide the allowances for these individuals?
All right.
Yankuba Dabo, Ndei Njai, Muru Jonga, Alagie Jeng, Yaya Ba, and Lamin Kante. Okay. And the list goes on if you turn to page 14. Are you on the same page, sir?
Yes, we are on the same page.
Yes, so please write that down. We need you to provide information on this, all the way to page 16. Now, what was the loan structure at the area council? Staff loan structure.
No, we don't have any staff loan structure.
But you were issuing out loans, granted
Yes.
loans.
Yes.
On what basis?
They just apply. We don't have a policy. We don't have a structure. They just apply and the CEO will approve.
Yes, what is the actual process that you have, even though it is, you are saying you don't have a structure, and by that I am sure you mean in accordance with the relevant laws, correct?
Yes.
But you of course have a procedure in place.
Yes.
Who do they apply to?
To the CEO.
So you get us through the process and the approval process.
They will apply to the CEO.
Yes,
Then the CEO will minute it to the Director of Finance.
yes. Now how would you know whether someone is qualified to be given a loan or not?
Then I will look at their status, whether their salaries can be accommodated by the loan. Then I will decide. Then I will minute back to the CEO to approve. I will minute it back to the CEO to approve.
But then you don't follow any guideline.
No, we don't have any policy. We don't have any guideline.
Jeng, you are granted loan an amount of $874,626.24 to one Dembo Jase and Brikama Jalo.
How much?
Altogether, $874,626.24
That is for the whole year.
on page 18.
On page 18.
Yes. Do they sign an agreement?
Pardon?
Do they sign any form of agreement?
No, they did not.
Why is that? Any guarantors?
No, they do not have any guarantors.
So how did you intend to decide whether they are qualified or not?
They are paying their loans.
And some of them, they have pending loans that they were servicing, and yet still you will grant the application.
That is true.
Why would you do that? Do we know whether all the employees granted or awarded a loan were in fact servicing their loans?
Yes, of course.
Can you give us the list?
Yes.
Please have that down.
Okay.
Mr. Jeng,
Yes, ma'am.
on the same page 18,
Yes.
if you look at Dembo Jase,
Yes.
the previous loan balance is 122,000.
Yes.
970.50.
Yes.
The only amount he paid was 4,559.42 bottles.
No, that
And
is
wait, let me finish.
Okay, all right.
And he was given an additional loan
Yes.
of 300,000. So as of 18th of May 2023, his total loan balance is 422,970.50.
Okay.
So how do you intend to recover this 422,970.50?
That the first amount you stated, 4,559.
That's the only amount he paid.
No, that is the monthly repayment.
Sorry?
That is the monthly repayment. Every month we deduct him 4,500 from his salary.
What is Dembo Jase's salary?
Pardon?
What is Dembo Jase's salary?
No, I cannot tell of head unless I go to the payroll.
Okay, bring us the information so that we check.
Okay.
All right? Please note it so that we will not forget.
Dembo Jase, okay.
Yes. Council, we may proceed.
Thank you. Now on page 23, Jeng, you have payment vouchers without appropriate signatures.
Okay.
Now, payments were effected without the necessary signatures by the CEO or the Director of Finance. So how were they paid? How were these payments approved? For instance, you have the payment of flight ticket. It was a bank transfer. The amount is $52,475. This was on the 13th of July, 2022. Have you seen that?
Yes.
You have the payment of the annual subvention to Galga, $300,000, 14 July 2022.
Yes.
Medical assistant, $400.
Yes.
Repair of puncture tire, payment of welding of Brikama Area Council vehicle.
Yes.
The list goes on.
Okay.
You have the payment of advertisement, payment of fuel supply,
Okay.
and so on. And the amount altogether, if you turn to page 26,
Yes.
it's $1,739,114, 26 buttons.
Okay.
Now, how were these payments approved or made without the necessary approval?
That is why I also have to go through these vouchers, because just as I said, this audit report is not responded. So I did not know whether these claims, whether they are signed or they are not signed. This is from the auditor's opinion. They are finding, this is their finding.
Which means
We have to respond.
yes.
Yes.
So if the auditor has an opinion, it is a professional opinion, my friend.
Yes,
It is
but,
not-
but we also
it is
have
not-
we
it is not
also have to respond.
Mr. Jeng,
Yes, sir.
is it a must to respond?
Yes.
It's not a must to respond.
Of course, audit report, you have to respond to audit reports.
No, maybe you're not getting what I'm saying.
Okay.
Must you respond? Is it as a matter of must that if you don't respond, it will not be concluded?
If you don't respond.
Yes. It is a discretion that you have to respond
Okay.
because the allegations are against you. So if you don't respond, it means what the auditor is saying is true. That's why what I mean by saying it is not a must to respond to the auditor's query or findings. Is that not the case?
Yes, that is
So
the
if
case.
allegations are made against you, or they are adverse findings, then the burden shifts on you to provide explanation.
All right.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
So if you don't respond, Mr. Jeng, that is your problem.
Yes.
That is no one's problem. The idea is that you still have time to respond to this.
Yes.
And so if you do not do that, again, it is your own fault. Look at the copy you have, and you see the cover letter of the, you will see the cover letter. Is there a cover letter there?
Yes.
So you will usually be copied, correct?
A cover letter.
You will usually be copied. You and the chairman or the CEO will usually have a copy.
And
Is
this
that not
was-
the case?
This was only copied to the chairman.
The chairman. But we know that you have been copied. The CEO had been copied. You have been given copies to these audit reports. So therefore,
This is even my first time seeing this audit report.
okay, you find time and give us an explanation to this, sir. Do you follow?
Yes.
Turn to page 28, please. The same issue, payment vouchers without approvals. Says during the review of the payment vouchers, the audit unit realized that an amount of $328,105 is 45 bututs. On 10 different financial transactions were without relevant approval endorsements. This is a serious breach of internal control and compliance of revenue expenditure. Now you see the table below will show you the transactions that were being analyzed by the internal auditor. You have PV number 2022-5487, being payment of workmanship service, and the list goes on. You have made several payments without following due process.
Okay.
Do you want to be given time to also go and verify this?
Of course, yes.
All right, turn to page 29. An amount of $1,332,863.62 was paid without appropriate supporting documents, Mr. Jeng. You have the payment of salaries, $242,107.34. There were no supporting documents. And you have the payment of allowances, $127,548.85. So you can also provide us with further information regarding this.
And these are always supporting documents because these are salaries. They are sent to the bank.
Mr. Jeng, you will see the voucher numbers on the report. Is that not the case?
Yes, that is.
So you can easily trace these vouchers and then show us whether there are supporting documents or not. Correct? Do you agree with that?
Yes.
If you turn to page 30 as well, the same issue, payment vouchers without voucher number. How can you have a voucher without a voucher number, sir?
That is not possible.
That's not possible.
No.
All right? We will need information about that, sir. The amount you have paid without any voucher number is $394,318.80. Now on page 31, it says we raised our objection to 9 payment vouchers owing to varying underlying reasons assigned against each transaction. The first transaction was payment of purchase of annual leave. What is that?
Annual leave.
Yes, on page 21.
No, I don't understand.
Well, you will see the voucher number.
Okay.
Brikama Area Council, PV number 22000766.
Okay.
Please mark that.
Yes.
You have the payment of honorarium, PV number 2022548. You have the payment of admin director lieu of annual leave, PV number 20225522. You have again the payment of lieu of annual leave to director of finance. So this means you are supposed to go on leave and you did not go on leave.
Yes, yes.
And you have paid the amount,
Yes.
your salary.
Yes.
Yes, please, you provide us with the necessary detail. You will see your voucher number there,
Okay.
20225520. Again, you have the payment of salary to Jata. And payment of ceiling allowance, PV number 20225707. The entire amount is $128,738. But Mr. Jeng, you did not deny that you were paid an amount of $36,279 for you to not go on leave.
Yes.
Correct?
That is correct.
So we will need information about this with respect to the necessary supporting documents, sir. Any questions to the witness?
No.
That is all for the witness for today. If there are no questions, we'll ask that the witness appear before the financial consultant with respect to some of the things that he is supposed to bring.
Mr. Jeng, let me just indicate that the report also highlighted the sum of 1,702,617.50. These amounts were were not presented by Yaya Bah. Right? Did you see that?
Which page?
Page 37.
Page 37.
Did you see it? Bullet point 2. Do you see bullet point 2? The situation has led to the unaccounted amount of $1,700,000 and $2,617 and 50 bottles.
No, I did not see that one.
It's there, page 37,
Page 37.
on the observations.
There is nothing like that here in page 37.
Can you please speak into the mic?
Observation, yes.
Yes, so what can you explain for us with respect to that? Can you explain?
Yes, let me go through it. It's not.
Now, we are finding it difficult, Mr. Jeng.
Yes,
This is your document.
yes,
Is the internal auditor in your council
yes,
that made these audit findings?
yes.
And you are telling us that you are not privy to these audit findings.
This is my even first time seeing this audit report.
But how can you are the head of the financial division,
Yes,
and the auditor is under the financial division, right?
yes.
So how would he do an audit without you having an idea?
Because I was not copied.
Huh?
I was not copied.
But
Just
what-
as I said, this is my first time even seeing this audit
So-
report right now.
Now my question is,
Yes,
you were not aware at all
no.
that they were conducting audit.
Of course, I was aware, but I did not know even they have finalized the audit report.
Yeah, but because it will be difficult to appreciate if you say you don't know anything about the audit, because your cash book, the auditors will depend on your cash book to do some reconciliation. Is that not the case?
Yes,
So